International News.
Nigeria celebrates 2015 World Humanitarian Day. Plight of internally displaced persons in focus. Maintenance of regional peace and security takes center stage as African envoys and UN Security Council meet. Nigerian Apex Bank holds consultative forum and money laundering targets with visual money. Hello there, welcome to News on NTA International. I'm Segun Lawale. Again, the backdrop of the challenges associated with the upsurge in the number of displaced persons in Nigeria, the National Summit has been convened to create awareness on the plight of IDPs. The event, which coincided with the World Humanitarian Day, was organized by the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center in collaboration with the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs. CBTAB reports.
Humanitarian efforts over the years have remained a hallmark that defines human existence, which providers have sometimes paid the supreme price. As the globe marks World Humanitarian Day with the theme Inspiring the World, Nigeria has continued to grapple with the issue of internally displaced persons brought about by the activities of insurgents and other induced factors, which this summit seeks to address.
One of the strategies is to actually advocate for the current administration under the leadership of President Buhari to please fast-track the adoption of the national policy on IDPs.
It's happening to see that we are beginning to have not just official camps that are prolonging, but we have unofficial camps. We have people that are taking advantage of the situation.
As we commemorate this year's World Humanitarian Day alongside this summit on IDPs, the need to reaffirm our position and call for urgent and effective measures in addressing what appears as indeed one of our most pressing challenges.
With almost 1.5 million people displaced in the northeast of the country and 185 victims of violence against humanitarian workers worldwide, stakeholders at this summit are appealing for concerted efforts and support for humanitarian causes all over the world.
The commemoration of the World Humanitarian Day is encapsulated in the African tradition, hinged in the philosophy that one is because of others, and that responding to distress is not just a duty, but a natural reaction.
It is good to give relief materials to the IDPs. It's wonderful. But how long? Should we not be thinking of preparing them for when they return back to their homes, or even while they are still in the camps?
The summit was supported by the Fourth Foundation, International Organization for Migration, European Union and the United Nations Commission for Refugees. Sidi Kabruk, NTA News.
Towards the rest of the world to commemorate the 2015 World Humanitarian Day. Online during this report takes a look at how the society is impacting this generation against the backdrop of the increasing number of people affected by disasters.
Established by the United Nations General Assembly in December 2008 and first celebrated on 19th August 2009, World Humanitarian Day came into being to honor those who have lost their lives in the course of duty. The day is also in remembrance of the 2003 Canal Hotel bombing of the United Nations headquarters in Baghdad, Iraq, where 200 people lost their lives, including United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Sergio Vieira de Mello. Available statistics by the United Nations indicates that the number of people affected by disaster every year has risen to about 200 million, with children and women mostly affected.
Is there any word for good other than good?
We should focus more on being our brother's keeper. And the humanity has continued to provide support and succor to the needy as the world faces such challenges as poverty, hunger, insecurity, and in particular, displacement from their homes. This is an orphanage in Abuja were victims of circumstance accommodated. Will the society lead them to their feet as the world marks World Humanitarian Day? What we exist for is to be humane, is to be kind to each other. It doesn't take so much to assist your community. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, in his address to mark the World Humanitarian Day, said, "In a world that is ever digitally connected, each of us has the power and responsibility to inspire our fellow human beings and create a more humane world." In Abuja, Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
The defense headquarters denied the media reports which claimed that over 150 people from Kukarageru village were shot dead by Boko Haram gunmen in Yobe State, and many others fleeing the gunmen drowned in Yobe River mid-afternoon yesterday. The military said the story is not true, utterly spurious and very misleading. The military high command explained that it got an intelligence report concerning the planned attack by Boko Haram on Kukarageru village in Yobe State, following which troops and civilian JTF made ambush between Kukura Tashi and Kukura Gari village. The insurgents ran into them and again battled a siege, with 4 Boko Haram members and 1 civilian JTF lost their lives. A statement by the acting director of Defense Information, Colonel Rabi Rivaka, said 2 AK-47 rifles, 2 motorcycles used by Boko Haram terrorists were recovered from them. Armed forces therefore implore the media to always seek clarification of stories before going to press, as most of these also sky-shooter reports tend to embolden or encourage the terrorists to believe they are invincible, thus instilling perpetual fear in the minds of citizens, especially those in the contested areas of the Northeast. And still talking security, African envoys at the UN Security Council have taken advantage of Nigeria's presidency of the month of August to draw attention to security crises on the continent. Joy Osiago reports on the country's debate on the regional actors and the maintenance of international peace and security.
What roles can regional and sub-regional actors and organizations play in the maintenance of international peace and security? Why is it important to consider the responsibilities of first responders in crisis management?
The escalating nature of conflicts across the world calls for a paradigm shift in strategies to halt the humanitarian crisis which cuts across borders as observed by the United Nations Security Council. Member states are analyzing the importance of strengthening regional organizations and non-governmental agencies as first responders, considering the comparative advantage of a firm understanding of local context and knowledge of early warning signals.
We should do everything possible to help them resolve regional problems and to include the states concerned in solutions.
Regional actors share and lighten the burden of the Council and provide an added layer of legitimacy to multilateralism. Regional efforts enhance the prospects for inclusivity and consensus in addressing the challenges to global peace and security.
We are deeply concerned about the ongoing activities of the armed group Boko Haram in a number of countries. We welcome the efforts of regional partners in Abuja to provide assistance to countering this armed group, threatening the security of Western African states and countries of the Guinean Gulf.
We therefore called for reliable and effective architecture of cooperation between the United Nations and regional organizations for accurate implementation in the process of peace building. From the United Nations headquarters in New York, Joy Osiago, NTA News.
Thank you, Joy. And back home, when the 2015 National Security Summit concluded in Abuja, it is now clear that the Nigerian police force is set to articulate a people-driven policing. And we are then in this report takes a look at the efficacy of the paradigm shift in policing.
Changing the orientation of the Nigerian police force has been rather challenging, given that the laws of policing were based on repression and a model which demands obedience to authority from the police perspective only, most times without input from the community. As the most visible public institution that is charged with the responsibility of maintaining law and order, the police have the mandate to guarantee personal dignity and fair treatment to all. So, a people-centered police, which is the new thinking, will truly ensure security from all fronts and stability in accordance with the rule of law. Under the new policing regime, the citizens will be motivated to see crime and national security management as a joint obligation of the community and the state. The outcome will be a strengthened national security and re-energized police force that will attain its policing mandate.
The spirit of police community partnership as a strategy towards addressing our crime and national security challenges.
How do the people view this new thinking of the people-centered police?
Police, I don't think they always respect us.
Your neighbor is supposed to know the next neighbor, so that when the policeman comes to get information from like me about my neighbor, I can be able to give them the right information.
The political are the problem of the police.
There is serious need for the traditionalists to be involved because they are closest to the people. Something could pose a challenge and by implication impede the successful implementation of the policy.
Like I give information to a police officer and he goes behind to tell the other person, this is where I got this information from. You know, it will scare people from giving the right information.
Being honest and giving out is what they need.
So they don't have the equipment to fight crime. The lack of trust by the people call it police-civilian relations, anti-democratic and non-accountability for human rights violations will be a thing of the past. The federal government has already thrown its weight behind the Nigerian police force as demonstrated by the President Muhammadu Buhari with the launch of a guide to personal security for citizen safety resolved to employ 10,000 Nigerians into the Nigerian police force with the assurance to provide modern gadgets and build capacity. The business of police is the responsibility of all. The security experts say for this to work, there must be confidence, trust, and a strong synergy built between the people, police, and other law enforcement agencies in the country. In Abuja, Nigerian, NTA News.
And away from security matters, with a $3 billion national research fund, the federal government is working out modalities to institutionalize research and development in Nigeria's tertiary education institutions as a launch pad for the country's technological advancement. Frank Awuzema reports that Tech Fund organized an interactive session with beneficiaries from North Central on the workability of the project.
Research and development is historically the most cited metric of innovation in any economy. In many developed countries, 70% of research and development funds come from the industrial sector, but in Nigeria the statistic stands at 0.2%. It is for this reason that the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, is refocusing its mission at repositioning tertiary education institutions for global competitiveness in the area of research and development.
In a recent report by the Ministry of Education to Mr. President, the case was made for increase in the 2% education tax collection by federal inland revenue to have a law that raises it to 3 or even 4%. If we increase the intervention and there is a patriotic application of the funds, the ranking of our universities will begin to compete with the very best in the world.
The institutionalization of research and development is in line with the federal government's drive to dedicate adequate resources to the development of science and technology.
And the private educational system is crucial to building a sound and sustainable knowledge-based society to create quality knowledge.
But some say focus should be on market-driven research and product development.
These foreign powers are not interested in transferring technology to us. Because it's simple business. If they transfer technology to you, you take over their market. And Nigeria has a wide market. when you're talking about industries, when you're talking about research, there has to be power.
For sustainable research development, many believe that effective partnership with relevant ministries, agencies, the private sector and academic unions is key.
For the participants at the two-day interactive meeting, the establishment of a national foundation for research and development has become inevitable. This is to enable tertiary education institutions enhance productivity for wealth creation and national development. In Abuja, Franka Uzoma Olwa, NTA News.
And this is the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Earlier we told you that Nigeria joined the rest of the world in celebrating this year's World Humanitarian Day, with focus on the plight of the internally displaced persons. Chinese believe in the efficacy of temple goals. It's a reality. Find out after the break.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, YouTube Information.
As the Buhari administration intensified the fight against corruption, financial experts have suggested application of proper accounting records and techniques to deal with the problem. This was at a public presentation of a book co-authored by former Accountant General of the Federation, Kayode Nayeju, in Abuja. Salih Abdullahi reports.
The book, titled Government Accounting in Nigeria, an IPSAS approach, focus on methodologies to enhance transparency in government transactions. The book also offers in-depth analysis of government reforms as well as policies that are aimed at ensuring accountability and efficiencies in public fund management. The head of civil service of the Federation, in a message to review the book, said it is most needed now that Nigeria is evolving new strategies to tackle corruption in public funds administration. Co-author of the book and one-time Accountant General of the Federation, Kayode Nayeju, said the book was put together in a manner to assist all tiers of government to enthrone accountability in financial management in accounting.
What bothered me is that I can see a lot of financial ignorance in the society. And if people are ignorant, they cannot even plan and develop themselves.
I want that people Nigerians bless our country through the promotion of public accountability.
Other speakers at the event commend the book, which they describe as an intellectual work that will engender positive changes in the management of government resources. Sadiku Abdullahi, NTA News.
An aspect of growing concern over use of video counsels in transactions for goods and services. There is a focus on the activities of non-governmental organizations as tools for money laundering and terrorism financing. This was part of the consultative workshop by the CBN with bank officials and certified anti-money laundering specialists in Abuja. Susan Abekio has details.
Virtual currency is an internet-based medium of exchange, different from physical banknotes, but serves the same purpose. It is now regarded as a wave of the future. Though yet to become popular in Nigeria, its growing popularity is believed to pose a challenge to Nigeria's financial regulators and industry players. But so as the Buhari administration tries to plug loopholes within the system for financing terrorism and other criminal activities. Experts say this couldn't have come at a better time.
The mandate of the Central Bank of Nigeria is to ensure a sound financial system in Nigeria. The rapid changes taking place in the financial sector and the CBN's statutory role to evolve a sound economic landscape for the country, therefore support a forum of this nature.
It's not just about that money. Even good money can go into bad things. Good money can go into, for example, financing Boko Haram. It is experts like this that will be able to detect and stop it.
The second guidance we are going to review in this workshop has to do with non-profit organizations. They are usually humanitarian organizations that you give donations to from legal funds. Research has shown that these organizations have been used to finance terrorists. This advantage of the cryptocurrency is that it is very difficult to track, who is getting work and who is sending out work or who is selling work. This conference is going to come up with measures to strengthen already existing platforms for fighting money laundering and terrorism.
The event also witnessed an award presentation to some Nigerians who have distinguished themselves in the fight against money laundering. This is to serve as role models with a view to making Nigeria a non-breeding ground for terrorism and illicit financing. In Abuja, Shiazalam Ekiye, NTA News.
Well, the phone saying the police released sketch of Bako bomb suspect. Update of this bailout was General Chancellor backs deal after appeal. Plus, a landslide in Alaska, where 3 people are fair dead. Details with Basim Tank and foreign tickets.
Release the stage of the man they believe carried out the Swiss deadly Bangkok bombing. Apart from a rough portrait, authorities have few solid leads to aid his arrest. But police say they are still unclear of the bomber's motive, where he comes from, and whether he is still in the country. Meanwhile, some of the injured are still receiving treatment in the hospital. And turning attention to Greece, the Prime Minister of that country voted by a large majority to approve a third bailout bill. A total of 454 members of the Parliament voted in favor, while 113 rejected the bailout and 18 abstained. 46 Prime Ministers, however, did not attend the session. Analysts say significant proportion of the ministers stayed away to avoid voting no to the bill. Meanwhile, 3 people are presumed to be trapped in a coastal town of Sitka after the landslide that occurred early Wednesday. Several homes in the town have been evacuated, while others have been flooded out. Residents have also moved to nearby villages. Reports say search for the missing have been delayed because of the instability of the fight. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
Still on the phone, saying Chinese people believe that the gods of China, Wenji, Nanai temple played a significant role in the commencement and success of trade on the popular maritime Silk Road. The latter I love visited the temple that is over a century old and brings back this report.
Now standing as the only remaining one of the 4 ancient temples, the Imaka Temple of the South Sea is the largest sea god temple in China. Also known as Bolo Temple, it is only called the Nanhai God's Temple. It was a site for offering sacrifices to the sea in ancient times.
The the Nanhai God Temple mainly offers kind of mental comfort to the people living here and doing business here. When they are mentally secure, they are more willing to do business and to improve their livelihood.
Located at the mouth of the Pearl River in Guangzhou, Chinese and foreign ships going in and out of the city go to the temple to pray to the South Sea God during for blessing and safe trip. The temple is seen as an important historical site of marine transportation and trade in ancient China.
Back at that time, the emperor attached great importance to develop the economy, because in order to develop the economy, increase the taxation.
In July 1962, the Nanhai God Temple was listed as one of the cultural relic conservation sites in Guangdong province. Silk Road merchant ships at the time traveled to the southeastern countries, then through the Indian Ocean to Western Asian countries, and finally to the eastern coast of Africa. The route extended as far as over 10,000 kilometers. To this day, the Nanhai God believers still come to pray, not just to foster overseas trade, also for good health, wealth, security and other personal issues. From Guangzhou, China, Julieta Aina, NTA News.
And moving on to sports, Coach Sunday Olise insists on gradual rebuilding process for Super Eagles as former Olympics champion Sebastian Coe becomes the sixth president of the International Association of Athletics Federation. Kenan Nabudike tells us more of sports update.
Super Eagles coach Sunday Olise says his crew will take the process of rebuilding the senior national team in a gradual manner to ensure that the players understand the task ahead of them. The former FC Cologne, Ajax, Juventus and Dortmund player this week in Abuja commenced training ahead of the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Tanzania in Dar es Salaam.
I don't believe you tell players what to do, you show players what to do. But I think it's the best way to make players understand. Visual education is better than, verbal. People interpret differently.
The heat is on at the ATP Cincinnati Masters with Roger Federer getting off to a winning start in his title defense, beating Roberto Bautista Agut 6-4, 6-4. Richard Gasquet saw off Nick Rubio 6-2, 6-1, while Thomas Berlucci crashed out after losing 6-2, 6-3 to Thomas Berdych. In the women's game, American Sloane Stevens beat 10th-seeded Carla Suarez Navarro 6-1, 6-2. Meanwhile, Venus Williams and Maria Sharapova have both withdrawn from the tournament, citing health concerns. Two-time Olympic gold medalist Sebastian Coe Tuesday in Beijing, China defeated rival Sergei Bobka of Ukraine by 115 votes to 92 to emerge the new president of the International Association of Athletics Federation, IAAF. One of Coe's first tasks will be to deal with the fallout from a series of doping allegations which have hit global athletics.
But it is my sport that drives me. It is the number one Olympic sport. And that we really want to do everything we possibly can to make sure that it is in the best possible shape.
Coe becomes only the sixth president in the organization's 103-year history, replacing 83-year-old Senegalese Lamine Dayak, who has been in charge for 16 years. With Sports Update, Kenan Nabudike, NTA News.
And up next with first phase of weather prospect in Nigeria and some world cities. And lastly, we're going to NTA International. Thanks for watching.